The ramifications of a criminal mischief charge in New York can be far-reaching, affecting not only the immediate freedom of an individual but also their future opportunities. Understanding the intricate legalities that define criminal mischief in New York is not merely an academic exercise, it's an essential step for anyone facing such serious allegations. In New York, the law does not distinguish between vandalism and criminal mischief. Instead, any act of property damage is methodically scrutinized under these statutes, with consequences that can range from fines and community service to incarceration and a permanent criminal record. Nassau County attorneys from Lebedin Kofman LLP explain criminal mischief charges in New York. Criminal mischief in Nassau County is not just a minor infraction, it is a serious offense that can carry significant legal consequences. Under New York state law, criminal mischief involves intentionally damaging another person's property. The laws are specific, and the penalties can be severe, depending on the extent of the damage and the circumstances surrounding the incident. If you're facing charges of criminal mischief, it's crucial to understand the legal landscape. Definition of criminal mischief under New York law. In New York, criminal mischief is defined by the New York Penal Law Section 145. Criminal mischief occurs when an individual intentionally damages someone else's property without permission. It's important to note that this can include physical damage or destruction. Associated offenses include criminal tampering, which penalizes tampering or disabling property to reduce its value or utility to the owner. Vandalism versus criminal mischief. The legal term for what is commonly referred to as vandalism is criminal mischief. The state does not differentiate between vandalism and criminal mischief in its penal code. Instead, acts of vandalism are prosecuted under the various degrees of criminal mischief offenses. Common acts classified as criminal mischief. Acts of criminal mischief can vary greatly but often include behaviors such as vandalizing vehicles, such as keying or smashing windows, defacing public or private property with graffiti, damaging or destroying someone's personal belongings, like clothes or electronics, sabotaging equipment or machinery to impair its function. The importance of intent in criminal mischief cases. Intent plays a critical role in criminal mischief cases. The prosecution must prove that the accused acted with the intention of damaging the property. If the damage was accidental or incidental, the charge of criminal mischief may not hold. This aspect often becomes the cornerstone of the defense strategy in these cases. Lebedin Kofman LLP, your legal allies in Nassau County. The attorneys at Lebedin Kofman LLP are not only well-versed in the law but are also acutely aware of the stress and uncertainty that accompany criminal charges. We approach each case with a combination of empathy and strategic acumen, aiming to demystify the legal process for our clients and provide a clear path forward. Degrees of criminal mischief in New York. In New York, criminal mischief charges are categorized into different degrees based on the severity of the alleged offense. The degree of the charge generally depends on factors such as the amount of damage, the intent behind the act, and whether there is a history of similar offenses. Below are the various degrees of criminal mischief charges in New York. Criminal mischief in the fourth degree, NYPL Section 145.00. This is the most basic form of criminal mischief and is considered a misdemeanor. A person is guilty of fourth-degree criminal mischief when they intentionally damage another person's property. They participate in the destruction of an abandoned building. They recklessly damage another person's property in an amount exceeding $250. They intentionally disable a device to prevent or detect an emergency. Criminal mischief in the third degree, NYPL Section 145.05. An individual faces third-degree criminal mischief charges when they are found to have intentionally damaged someone else's property, with the damage amounting to more than $250. This offense is also applicable if the individual has a prior criminal mischief conviction within the last 10 years. Classified as a Class E felony, this charge carries with it considerable legal consequences. Criminal mischief in the second degree, NYPL Section 145.10. The charge of second-degree criminal mischief is levied when an individual intentionally causes damage to another person's property, and the cost of the damage exceeds $1,500. This offense is considered a serious violation and is classified as a Class D felony. Aggravated criminal mischief, NYPL Section 145.13. Aggravated criminal mischief is charged when the actions of the defendant are particularly destructive or premeditated. It is classified as a Class C felony, reflecting the serious nature of the offense. An individual is prosecuted for aggravated criminal mischief under two distinct circumstances. Motor vehicle damage. Property damage exceeding $1,500. Criminal mischief in the first-degree New York Penal Law Section 145.12. When an individual is charged with first-degree criminal mischief, it means they have committed the gravest level of property damage covered by New York's criminal mischief laws. This charge is applicable when a person intentionally causes damage to another's property using an explosive device. Recognized as a Class B felony, such an act is subject to the harshest penalties under this category of law. Judges may also consider alternative or additional penalties, such as issuance of a restraining order or order of protection. Mandatory counseling or anger management classes. Conditional discharges that require the defendant to meet certain conditions to avoid jail time. Case examples. Hypothetical example 1. Vandalism of a local storefront. A group of individuals spray paint graffiti on the storefront of a local business, causing extensive damage to the property. The cost to restore the storefront exceeds $2,000. Possible charge: second-degree criminal mischief as it exceeds $1,500 in damages. Hypothetical example 2. Smashing a car's windshield. An individual, in a fit of anger, uses a baseball bat to smash the windshield and dent the hood of an ex-partner's car. The total damage is estimated to be $1,600. Possible charge: third-degree criminal mischief due to the damage exceeding $250 but not $1,500. Hypothetical example 3. Breaking into a locked vehicle. An individual breaks into a locked car with the intent to steal the sound system installed inside. Upon entry, they also damaged the steering column and dashboard, with damages totaling $2,000. Possible charge: aggravated criminal mischief since the damage exceeds $1,500 and involves breaking into a vehicle with intent to commit a theft. The consequences of a criminal mischief conviction. When faced with a criminal mischief charge in Nassau County, it's crucial to understand the gravity of the situation. A conviction can carry not just immediate legal penalties but also long-term consequences that may affect various aspects of your life. Let's delve into what a conviction for criminal mischief might entail under New York law. Long-term repercussions on employment and housing. A criminal mischief conviction can be a red flag to potential employers and housing providers. Employers may be hesitant to hire someone with a criminal record, especially if the job involves trust or handling of property. Similarly, landlords might be reluctant to rent to those with a history of property damage, fearing future incidents. Impact on educational opportunities. Your education prospects can also be adversely affected by a criminal mischief conviction. Scholarships and financial aid opportunities may become limited, and some colleges may deny admission to individuals with criminal records. Furthermore, if you are already enrolled in school, you may face disciplinary action from the institution, including potential suspension or expulsion. Immigration consequences for non-citizens. For non-citizens, the stakes are even higher. A conviction for criminal mischief, especially if it's classified as an aggravated felony or a crime of moral turpitude, can lead to deportation, denial of naturalization, or exclusion from entry into the United States. Non-citizens must seek legal counsel to navigate the immigration implications of a criminal mischief charge. Defense strategies for criminal mischief charges. If you are facing criminal mischief charges in Nassau County, your future and freedom might be at stake. A seasoned criminal mischief lawyer can employ various defense strategies tailored to the specifics of your case. These defenses take into account the rigorous demands of New York's legal statutes and aim to achieve the best possible outcome for your situation. Challenging the evidence. A common and effective defense strategy involves challenging the prosecution's evidence. For criminal mischief cases, this can include questioning the value of the damaged property. Your attorney should meticulously review the evidence to identify any weaknesses or inconsistencies in the prosecution's case. This can include reviewing video footage of the alleged crime or investigating the location where the alleged offense happened. Proving lack of intent. Under New York law, to secure a conviction for criminal mischief, the prosecution must prove that the defendant acted with intent to damage property. This might involve providing context or evidence that shows a lack of motive to commit the crime or demonstrating that the damage was a result of negligence rather than a deliberate act. Negotiating plea bargains. In some cases, the best strategy may be to negotiate a plea bargain. This could involve pleading guilty to a lesser charge with reduced penalties or negotiating for alternative sentencing like probation or community service. A plea bargain can be an attractive option if the evidence against you is strong and the likelihood of conviction is high. The importance of an experienced Nassau County lawyer. Criminal mischief cases in New York hinge on specific legal definitions and the intent behind the alleged actions. An experienced Nassau County lawyer brings seasoned knowledge of state statutes and local ordinances, allowing them to navigate these nuances effectively. They will also be familiar with the tendencies of local judges and the district attorney's office, which can be leveraged to tailor a defense strategy that aligns with the local legal landscape. Contact us today at 516-212-4209, and let's take the first step towards advocating for your best interests in the face of criminal mischief charges.